Different research has showed that people's number one fear is the fear of public speaking, and the second is death. Now that means that if you find yourself at a burial, many would rather be in a casket than give the eulogy. But the question is, what is really the fear of public speaking? In English, it's called glossophobia. But other than being a defined word, what really is the fear of public speaking? Now, we can say this is when someone feels anxious, nervous, or afraid when they are told they are going to speak to people. You could be one of them. You could know someone who has that problem. In this lesson, we are going to understand it, the causes, and lay a foundation to its solutions. Number one point I want you to appreciate about the causes of this fear is the confusion between fear and excitement. Many people feel anxious when they're excited, but at the same time feel anxious when they're afraid. I want you to appreciate in your mindset that sometimes it's just the confusion. You're excited to be the person who has been chosen to speak. You're excited to deliver. You're excited to sell. You're excited to impact. You're excited to influence or inspire. But the problem, it comes with some anxiety. And you think that is fear. That is not fear. It is just like the fear that most athletes feel, most performers experience, and most leaders, when they're going to address nations, they still do get anxious. Why? They're excited, not afraid. There's no risk of bodily harm. There's no risk of danger or death. Point number two, what are the inherent causes of this fear? There could be different causes, but the most popular ones are actually underlying fears. Number one underlying fear is the fear of judgment. Many of you would say you fear public speaking, when actually it is not public speaking that you fear. It is just the fear of failure. You fear not to do well. Or the fear of judgment. We all know that humans fear to be judged. We somehow think people are going to rank us or measure how our performance is, and so we don't want to be judged whether we are foolish or stupid, dumb or not. So we decide not to speak out because we think we shall be judged. The other fear we experience is the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown. All of us at a certain point, we are afraid to experience things we don't know. We are afraid to check out what could be, what could not be. Many of us, there's a time when we have failed to take an action. Not even just about public speaking, just because we don't know what might happen. We are afraid of opening doors to opportunities, doors to chances, doors to businesses. Why? Because we don't know what will happen. The fear of the unknown is actually real fear when it comes to humans. You could be facing that, and that literally shows you that you have self-doubt. It could be self-doubt, it could be self-esteem, but all is formed in what we call your frame of reference. Your frame of reference could suggest to you that bad things are likely to happen if you do something. That frame of reference as well, from our nurturing, from our experiences and our exposure, sometimes create self-doubt and low self-esteem. Because for the times I've been teaching public speaking, I've realized that one of the causes of this fear is post-traumatic anxiety. When people have had an experience when they spoke, whether in primary, whether in secondary, whether at university, they spoke and someone booed, or they spoke and they got a nickname, or they spoke and things didn't go well, or maybe when they were still home, they spoke and they were beaten, their esteem was lowered. And so subconsciously, they have post-traumatic anxiety. In this module, we are going to look at the 7 P's on how to deal with the fear of public speaking. We are going to look at how preparing helps. Pleasantly smiling, putting yourself together, posturing yourself, pausing often, pacing yourself right, playing or controlling your breath. If we go through these 7 P's, trust me, if you follow these recommendations step by step, you will overcome the fear of public speaking. See you in the next class as we are looking at preparing as a solution to overcoming the fear of public speaking.